prices break all records. Petrol retailing at over 105 rupees per litre in some places. Fuel price politics peaks in the pandemic.
7 years have passed of this government. Every sector of this economy and of our country is suffering. Inflation is high, petrol prices and diesel prices are crossing 100 rupees a litre. By patting your back, by managing headlines, I don't think we can achieve much. The reality of the crisis and the pandemic is in front of us.
Collateral citizens paying the price. Fuel on fire.
Warm welcome, viewers. You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Fuel is on fire again. Well, if you look at it right now, all across India, for the first time ever in the history of the country, petrol, viewers, has touched 105 rupees a litre. It's happened in Ganganagar in Rajasthan. In terms of across the country, in the midst of a pandemic where already there is a downturn economically for many of the citizens in the country, fuel is now over 100 rupees, especially petrol in many states. In Delhi alone, it is retailing over 94 rupees a litre. Let's get you the breakdown right now and what it looks like. 1 litre of petrol costs rupees 100.19 rupees, which is nearly 101 rupees in Mumbai, 100.44 rupees in Jaipur, 102.4 in Bhopal, and 104.94, which is nearly 105 rupees in Ganganagar, Rajasthan. 15th increase in fuel hike consecutively has happened today, where the country is concerned. If you remember, just about a month ago, the government had gone on record to state that this was temporary in terms of the fuel hike and it would be stemmed. It's not happening. And all of it, viewers, is happening bang in the middle of a pandemic. Listen in to all these reports filed by my colleagues across the country.
While the economy is taking a nosedive following consecutive lockdowns due to coronavirus pandemic, the fuel prices are burning a hole in your pockets with skyrocketing and historic hikes. Today, in the national capital, the diesel's rate is 85 rupees 19 paise, while the petrol is 94 rupees 27 paise, merely 6 rupees, less than 6 rupees lesser than the mark of 100.
There is a consistent rise in fuel prices, especially in cities like Mumbai. On Monday, the petrol price in Mumbai is 100 rupees 0.53 paise. There is a few paisa rise since yesterday. On weekend, 100 rupees mark was pricked by petrol per litre price, and now it is rising, and there is a rise of about 10 paisa, 15 paisa. Diesel prices per litre is about 92.50 paise, and this is also rising. So the end consumers, which are the motorists, are bearing the brunt of this continuous rise and continuous inflation.
In the month of May alone, in the state of Tamil Nadu, the petrol price has increased almost by 12 times, and now we have petrol that's being sold for 95.76 rupees per litre, and diesel has reached 89.90. And of this, the central government taxes for petrol is 32.98 rupees, for diesel is 31.83 rupees, and for the state government is 19.92 rupees and 11.22 rupees. The public claim that it is becoming an extreme burden during the lockdown period, but this is a condition when it comes to the fuel price in Chennai.
Petrol is selling at 102.15 paise, while diesel is selling at 93.48 paise per litre. This is an all-time high, and prices are changing every day because of the dynamic fuel price method that the government has approached. But there is no drop in the sales of both petrol and diesel, despite the fact that there are several restrictions in place. But this is having an impact on the life of the common man.
Who's the collateral, viewers, in all of this? It's the citizen of the country right now shelling out in certain cities across the country 105 rupees per litre. In the history of this country, it has never touched this. huge political fight which is going on the sidelines, but I want to break it down in terms of what does it mean for this country, India, and why are we seeing this consecutive fuel hike? We've seen the 15th fuel hike, viewers, in just the last 1 month. Our guest today, Gopal Agrawal from the Bharatiya Janata Party. I have Charan Singh Sapra from the Congress, and joining me, Deputy Editor India Today, Shweta Punj. I want to, with the permission of our political guest, cut across to Shweta first, who's going to break it down for our viewers. Shweta, why is it that we're witnessing a hike after hike? It's the 15th time till now in this 1 month alone. And importantly, you know, every time we have this debate, it's a political slugfest. Break it down, because most of the, what the consumer is paying, Shweta, is the excise, which both the centre and the state levy. Which one levies a larger chunk? Break it down for us, please.
Right, Preeti. So fuel prices have always been a very contentious issue. It's also the last resort where the government uses its power to levy taxes and increase prices to raise revenues. Now, fuel prices, as you pointed out, they've been raised just in the month of May for the 16th time. Now, fuel prices in India are linked to the Brent crude prices, which touched $69.63 a barrel. And so while that is an explanation for the increase in fuel prices, however, having said that, 60% of the retail selling price of petrol or diesel depends on the taxes imposed by the states and centre. So we have to remember that at this point, the government is extremely constrained for resources and revenues. And we are going through a very unprecedented time economically, where we need to generate resources so that they are directed towards the people who lost out their livelihoods, lost out their jobs, people at the bottom of the pyramid. The government last year had devised schemes specifically targeting those at the bottom of the pyramid. This year, we are in June now. And if you recall, last year we had already heard about 2 packages that were announced by this time, where the government had announced very specific cash doles. This year, the government is silent. So it's a whole combination of factors here, and the fact is also this, that we make an outcry of fuel prices, but from a political point of view, the middle class is very insignificant. We're a minority, and so this seems to be the last and it's a very safe option for the government to use to raise fuel prices and generate resources.
Shweta, before I go across to our Congress and BJP guests, I want to ask you, in terms of the state which levies taxes, you talk about 60% of the taxes which are levied on fuel come from state and centre. Can you break that down further? Is it that how much can the states reduce the burden, and how much is it the share which goes to the centre?
I think it's quite equitable, really. The centre has raised its excise duty on fuel by almost 13 rupees between March 2020 and May 2020. And states have also matched that increase. So while the ratio, I think it's about 40-20, the weight of centre taxes is about 40% and 20-25% is the state. But having said that, I think both can play a role in bringing down the fuel prices, because the state levies the VAT, right? It's a combination of excise and VAT. So while the centre has increased excise duties, the states can act on it or choose not to act on it and not increase VAT. But the states have also gone ahead and done that. So they're both culprits.
All right, okay, Shweta, stay with me. I want to go across to Gopal Agrawal from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Gopal Agrawal, I just say what Shweta, I'd quote her, my colleague, where she says, the middle class seems to be completely insignificant. What's easiest to do to raise revenue is to raise fuel prices. 16th time this month, sir. It's never that India has ever paid 105 rupees in any state for a litre of petrol. At Ganganagar, Rajasthan, that is what petrol is retailing for today. 105 rupees a litre.
Preeti ji, we have to understand the economics of the whole system. The central government has a lot of expenditure with regard to COVID. Yesterday, Prime Minister announced about the children being educated free, being given 10 lakh rupees, those who have orphaned due to this COVID. And today also Prime Minister has announced about the salaries to those who have lost their law work. Today average salary is being given to those of kin who have lost their life. 90% is being paid. And so many schemes with regard to provisions for oxygen, vaccination, and other medical benefits, direct rations to the people, farmers being given the support through the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. All these targeted schemes of the government take a lot of revenue from the government.
So all of these schemes will be funded at the back of the middle class, where fuel price will continuously be increased.
No, Preeti ji, the middle class is being supported. I gave you 2 schemes just now, and more targeted schemes are in the pipeline. The government has said that we need a targeted support to the people who have suffered due to this pandemic. So ultimately, when today GDP number has also come, and it shows that GDP is performing well, better than worst expected is over, and we will see an increase in the direct and indirect tax. We have seen increase in GST. So as this increase in
everything seems to be what we will see. Nothing is coming in on hand right now. What I know is I'm paying 95 rupees plus in Delhi.
Yeah. But the states
100 it's crossed in Mumbai where petrol is concerned, and it's retailing for 105 rupees in various cities across the country. The collateral in all of this is the citizens. I just would like to, with your permission, bring in our Congress spokesperson, Charan Singh Sapra as well. Mr. Sapra, one question. I understand that you'd want to take the government down on the rise in fuel hike, but what about the states? We just went through the whole breakup of it. If you want, the Congress-run states can at least, give a breather where fuel is concerned. You're completely putting it at the onus where the centre comes into play. In places like Punjab, why not reduce the taxes?
Preeti, I will definitely answer your question at the later part. Let me first tell you that fuel on fire, the topic which you have taken, is basically, I would like to term it as a basic electionnomics of Modi government. Whenever there are elections, just before the election, there is a reduction in a minor way on the fuel prices. And as soon as the elections are over, like from 2nd May, you have now shown that 60 times they have increased the fuel price. It is like backstabbing India. It is like a daylight robbery. It is like breaking the spine of every normal Indian. I would also like to suggest the Prime Minister, who is very cautious about his PRP and his PR. He has been printing his photograph on the vaccine certificate. Why not print this picture on the payment receipts of diesel and petrol? People will bless him for grabbing 100 rupees from their pocket. This is
so what's stopping states run by the opposition to reduce taxes on fuel?
Yes, that's what. And now the madam on your panel, she said that states are having a smaller share and central excise has a larger share. Now let me point out to you, as far as the last 7 years, there has been an increase of 850% in diesel for the central excise, and there has been more than 258% increase in the central excise for the petrol. So this government has been continuously hiking the central excise, not now. They have been doing this since past 6 years. They are on more than 23 lakh crores. They are profiting from this business of petrol. Why they did not give a rebate when there were Achhe Din, when there were days when they could have reduced? Now, in midst of pandemic, they are putting more load on people. When people are, suffering from, they have cut down their household expenses. They have lost.
Sir, I understand all of it. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Mr. Sapra, I want to go back to Shweta on this, but having said that, I want to ask you the same question. What's stopping states run by the opposition to reduce the taxes on their own? You bail the citizens out.
States have a limited option, Preeti. States have a limited option. The central government has a bigger option. They can, if they can't run.
Sir, petrol is retailing over 100 in Punjab.
Let them take some suggestions from the opposition party leaders like Dr. Manmohan Singh.
But the option lies with you. You can. In opposition-run states, you can reduce taxes. You don't have to increase the VAT. You choose to do so.
Our chief minister might reduce also. But how many states? We are having 4 states. What about the other states? Who's going to do that? So there should be a central government policy. There should be a...
Sir, have you done, like I said, okay, I'll come...
Policy. Yeah?
Can I say something?
Okay, they should. We do not have a central policy where fuel is concerned. That is a fact. But I'm going to go across back to Shweta on these 2 points. Shweta, break this down for us. Every time, the government is approached right now on these successive fuel hikes and they blame the pandemic and the rise in crude. How much does that have to play with what's happening right now? And on the other hand, we do not really have a concerted policy, do we?
Preeti, so yes, this is fuel prices is a hugely political issue as well, and there was a freeze in the hike in the fuel price hike in the last few months because of elections. We did not see in the last few months. If you see, the revisions were not as often. So oil marketing companies have also squeezed on their margins. It's a whole gamut of people coming together and driving this price hike. So oil marketing companies whose margins were squeezed completely, they decided that we are going to increase the fuel prices and we're going to do that. And was that was complemented with the center hiking the excise duty, states going ahead. And let me tell you, that's what the analysts are saying, that these hikes are going to continue because we have to see that considering our oil prices are marked to the international Brent price, we will see these hikes go on because there's going to be a lot of demand coming in from the US and Europe because those economies are coming back and there's going to be increased demand. So the government will have every explanation to say that we are going to go ahead because the Brent is going up. Having said that, when the Brent was down last year in 2020, we did not see fuel prices getting revised downwards. We still saw prices getting increased. And again, the reason was this, that we are going through a slowdown, we need the resources, so on and so forth. So when the government says that right now we are benchmarking our fuel prices with the international prices, while technically they are right, having said that, when the international crude prices, and that's not only last year, in the last 2-3 years, Brent crude has gone down, but the government has not reduced the prices. They went ahead, mounted an excise duty hike on the fuel price, which meant that prices to the common man were high. This time, OMCs have increased the prices, citing like margin pressures. So what I'm saying is that fuel prices have become like the most easy and convenient option for them to raise resources. Really need to do is some out-of-the-box thinking.
Right.
And, I completely agree with
Shweta,
you.
Before I go to, I go back to our... Right.
Yes, it's the middle class again, right?
Shweta, before I go to a BJP spokesperson, I want to ask you, what stops the government from bringing in fuel where GST is concerned? It has been a demand in the past. People say it would control the fuel hike. What is it that stops the government from doing it?
Preeti, it is my question to me. Hello?
No, sir, it was a question to Shweta. I'll come back to you. I'm coming back to you. Shweta, go ahead.
So getting fuel under GST again has been a long-standing issue. And I remember I interviewed Mr. Pradhan about 3 years ago, and he said that, yes, he would like to see it. But the states have resisted. States don't want fuel pricing to come under GST because that takes away their power to levy VAT. So again, it's a question of keeping control. And fuel it's like a cash cow for the government, for the center, or for the states. Nobody wants to cede control on that. Yeah.
All right, okay. Gopal Agrawal, let's look at the trajectory, and I have it right in front of me. You raised the prices of fuel 1 month before Bengal went into election. I still remember Mamata Banerjee protesting fuel hike 1 month before Bengal went into election. We saw nothing for a month and a half. And now we've seen 16 consecutive rises. Why shouldn't, one say that all of this is to manipulate the citizens, the voters as well?
Preeti, I'll tell you 4 things which are important in fuel pricing. First thing was about you also asked, and Charan Singh Sapraji also asked, why there is a central policy not there. So this central policy currently putting the oil prices onto the market forces was put in place by the UPA. One point. Second is, there is a center from the share of the center collecting revenue on the petrol prices, diesel also. There is a share which goes to states. Almost 42% is going directly from the center shares of collection under the 15th Finance Commission. And there are various schemes from the center which gives direct contribution to the states for various welfare schemes. Those are central sponsored schemes. So there also center resources are spent from these fuel prices. So it is not that the states are directly collecting, but also getting share from the center share, almost 42% directly and based on other schemes. Then the third point is, center has larger share of expenditures on various schemes. In this, whether it is fiscal stimulus, where it is infrastructure development.
It also has a larger share of taxes as well, sir. Much larger, double the share of taxes.
I'm telling you, therefore, the tax collection is from whether you go for direct tax or indirect tax or through GST, you ultimately the total kitty is the same. And the fourth point that I want to say is, the center center has asked the states GST Council to bring petrol into the GST. Center is ready. It is from the GST Council which can finally take the call. So these 4 points are very important, and even Congress has to answer.
Okay, I want to go to Charan Singh Sapra. Okay, I don't have time, sir. You've made your points. Sir, you know, if you go into let's leave that out. Okay. Charan Singh Sapra, would you want to come inside? Please make a closing remark and then we're going to close the show.
See, Preeti, as far as the figures given by Mr. Gopal Agarwal, there's a little discrepancy in that. The central tax, you know, it is around 36%, whereas the state tax is around 23%. Now, let me tell you what he was talking. He was talking about three taxes. They are the basic excise, special excise, and the additional excise. A share of basic excise goes to the state. I agree with that. But special excise and additional excise doesn't go to the state. It totally remains with the center. What central government does, whenever they want to reduce, they reduce a minor amount in the basic excise, not in the special excise or the additional excise, which is a part of central government. So they are very smart in that. Number two, what Congress has always been demanding, that why you are not getting this into under GST. Now, what the BJP is saying that the GST Council has to decide. Let me remind you, for demonetization, did they take any advice of any council? For GST implementation, did they take any advice of opposition? So why they want to take advice? If Narendra Modi has not been taking advice of opposition parties or others in the parliament, well, I don't think so. They have to find a reason for this also. He can state that if he wants to bring it into the GST, he can straightway take a decision, put it in the GST Council, and I don't think so there will be any hassle. This thing that the opposition parties or the Congress chief ministers are opposing petrol, diesel to come under GST is completely false. I won't accept it.
All right, okay, appreciate you both for joining us, but ultimately thank you, Shweta, there for breaking it down for our viewers. But it is the citizen that falls collateral in the midst of successive rise in fuel prices. Just chew on this. In Ganganagar today, 1 litre of petrol is retailing for 105 rupees per litre. 105. It's never happened in this country. And what's worse, it's expected to rise further. Appreciate you all for joining us. Up next is Rahul Kamal.